today we are speaking about one-sided conversations. You know, the kind of conversations where it's constantly, right, continuously about the other person, speaking about their life, their problems, and you get to the end of the conversation and they haven't really asked about you or your life or how what's going on in your life, right? How does this feel? Because from my experience, this can be quite draining, right? It can make you question the person and their intentions. That is this person that selfish, that they only speak about themselves and not about me? It makes you question why you're giving that much time and energy to that relationship, and it can make you question the relationship itself, right? If this continues happening, then you wonder whether you want to continue engaging in this way if you have that kind of energy to keep giving. So if you are in this situation, you're not alone, right? I've gone through my life's share of these kind of conversations, okay? And it can be quite a tricky place to be in because you're wondering, what do I do here? What is the skillful approach? So I want to share something with you that has really helped me in terms of being able to deal with this in a way that leaves you feeling free and clear and peaceful at the end of it. Okay, so I'll tell you the most recent story, right? So it happened with a close relationship of mine. We speak occasionally, and over the past few months, what began to happen is the conversation began to become just about them, right? So I'll be asking them questions about their life, what they're going through, and it would get to the end of the conversation, and nothing about me. And that's fine sometimes when someone's going through stuff, but if it gets repetitive, then it makes you question the relationship, right? So that's what happened with me. And what I've done in the past, right, is whenever I've been in a situation like this, like in the past I've created distance, right? The mainstream advice that you get on stuff like this is always protect your energy, always have clear boundaries, don't give your time where it doesn't serve you, this type of advice. And it sounds very self-empowering, and you feel like yes, I need to like self-love and this kind of vibe. But in my experience, doing that, right, when you feel like the other person is a bit selfish or you have a bit of resentment in you, it's not actually freeing. I didn't feel free, right? Even though I created the distance, what happened actually is whenever this person's name came up or whenever I thought of them, I would feel a bit like tight in my chest. I would feel this anxiety, like I didn't want to hear the name because I had negative emotions associated with that, and I just didn't want to talk about them, right? So I'd always avoid even talking about them, right? So you can see clearly that I wasn't actually free. So this time round, I decided to do something different, right? So that I've been in India for the past 5 years, practicing meditation, learning the Buddha's teachings, and obviously all of that is meant to be applied, right? So one of the most beautiful things that I've learned from the Buddha's teachings is this idea of basic goodness, right? So the Buddha discovered that all of us, right, all beings, inside we have this inherent goodness. So we are all kind and compassionate and caring at our core. That's our natural state. Okay, that's our natural state. And yes, of course, this can get covered up by our problems, by our negative emotions, but deep down, our basic software is kind and it is caring, okay? So the idea here is that we want to look at people like they are actually good, right? We don't look at them like they're selfish or put a label on them, which is what happens in the mainstream. We look at them as they're inherently good. So I was like, okay, if I'm looking at this person as, they are kind, they are caring, then I should be able to be honest with them about how I feel. And, if I communicate that well, they should respond well, right? So I tried it. I tried to be honest with the person. And obviously I was mindful that the way I communicate it needs to be a bit delicate, right? So it needs to come from love, not from blame. So I said to them, look, I love you, right? Obviously, I love you so much, and I love talking to you, and I love hearing about your stuff. Like, genuinely, I love hearing about your stuff, right? But I, have recently been feeling like I'm not, like a bit ignored, right? Like I'm not included in the conversation because they're very much about you. And I said this in a soft, kind of loving way, and just making sure that they know I'm coming from a good place. And to my pleasant surprise, how the person reacted, like they didn't get offended. They actually acknowledged what I was saying. They said, yes, I know this has been happening, and it's been on my mind as well, right? And it's just that, we speak occasionally, like there isn't that much time. And I've had so much on my mind that I've just, like you're the person I can speak to this stuff about and just let it out, right? So that's what's been happening. But I have been mindful that I want to know, like catch up with you. And so the reaction was good, is what I'm saying, okay? Now, I'm very aware that the reaction may not always be good, right? There's a very, very good chance that you, even out of love, communicate to the person, and they may turn around and get offended, or they may misunderstand you, or whatever it may be, right? But the difference here is that if they do that, right, or let's say they don't change, like they say yes, like I ask about you, and they don't change, right, then you can choose now to decide how you want to continue engaging, right? If it feels good to maybe limit your interactions or create distance, you can do that. But this time, it's not coming from resentment, okay? It's coming from clarity. And it's coming from seeing this person as, look, I know this person is good. They just have a lot going on right now. I'm going to give them that space, okay? And from this clarity, when you create the distance, it's freeing. Now, when you think about them, you don't actually, I don't get negative emotions and so on, right? And one of the main practices we do in meditation is loving kindness meditation, which is, anyone in our life that we know is going through a hard time or maybe a bit difficult for us, we send them good wishes. We send them, may you be happy, may you be free, etc. So we continuously cultivate positive emotions toward these people, and it's freeing, essentially, okay? So you get the idea. So if you were to take away one thing from this video, it's this, that creating distance from resentment does not lead to freedom. It doesn't, okay? But honest communication, like being honest from love and not from blaming, leads to incredible freedom, because either they get what you're saying, that's awesome, right? Or they don't get what you're saying, and you can see that this person is a bit confused right now, and that's okay. You can bless them from a distance, right? But you are free, essentially. So this is the basic idea, okay? So I want to leave you with one question, which is, is there anybody in your life right now that you could be a bit honest with? And how would you go about doing that? Okay, so that's my reflection that I want to leave you with. And besides this, look, if you are in a situation like this, if this feels familiar, or if you are in, these difficult kind of relationships, entanglements, karmic relationships, right? And you're working on just getting free, just figuring out how to, get over your resentment or your guilt, and create more balance and create more freedom in your heart, then this is something that I would love to help with, right? I actually offer a one-to-one space where we can work on this together. You can head over to meditatewithrishi.com and join the wait list, and I'll let you know whenever I have availability next. But yeah, this is all for today. I really hope that this helps, and think about, there's someone in your life that you want to be a bit honest with. Okay? Thank you for listening. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.